Well, so, like, what thoughts do you have about the birth experience, though? Because, like, having a kid is different, but, like, because I've been a doula for a while, and because I talked to him about all of the stuff that I feel about it, so he's heard every birth-related thing I have to say, and so he knows a lot of the information that I know, because I've just told him 800 times, and he's looked it up for me. But, like, and we have the plan of how we're going to do our birth, and I've mentioned it, you know? Like, what are your thoughts about your feelings about how it'll be, and what it'll be like, and stuff?
I feel pretty confident in the birth experience and plan and all that kind of stuff.
But is that, you feel confident in your ability to be supportive or in my ability to do it? I guess I have both questions.
I guess all of the above.
Well, good.
Everything about it. I mean, just like you literally have talked about it for many hours. I mean, on end. Not even just about our birth experience, but just about, you know, birth experiences in general.
Yeah.
And just the, you know, all the training that she's done, and every time she comes across an interesting fact, and like, you know, the way I work is I hear an interesting fact and I go, oh man, that's an interesting fact. And I don't really forget it. So like they pile up, and so she starts telling me a story about, you know, how X, Y, and Z can go, and I can connect the dots there and see, and I'm like, okay, cool. And so in my mind, you know, I have the plan laid out, and I see like, okay, cool, that makes complete sense, and that's the way it's gonna be. So
are you scared at all?
Not about that.
Like, but are you scared of, like, you know, because there's a small percentage chance something emergency could happen. Like, do you think of that? I don't really think of that very much. I think of it a little, but I don't think of it really. Like, it doesn't make me afraid. I just think of it as an idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility, and so it's like, you know, I have it there that, you know, it's a possibility. Like, you know, lots of things are possibilities, but
usually they don't
much
happen.
Yeah, and there's not much you can do going in to prevent those things other than what we're doing just normally. Yeah,
like, for example, we're really confident with our midwives in our birth center, which a lot of, you know, emergency scenarios or weird interventions occur in places where you don't feel comfortable, you know, standing up for yourself with your doctor, or you're in a space that you don't feel like is actually a safe space, you know, and that doesn't support natural birth, and that's what we're choosing. So I feel really,
and
you know,
my few interactions with the birth center and hearing your stories about them, they're pretty competent, and that's reassuring. So knowing going in that you can trust someone, and that you kind of, you know.
Well, and you asked him some, like, kind of harder questions when we went to kind of feel him out, because that's what he does.
Well, it's just when you get, you know, you ask someone a question who's an expert, and you get good answers, and you go, okay, wow, they're answering it, and they actually, you can tell that they know what they're talking about, because it's not just kind of a cookie cutter thing. It's not like a, oh, well, yeah, I mean, yeah. And you go, oh, you got no idea what you're talking about. You're just bullshitting me. Or I don't know if we're allowed to curse on this TV show or not, but
that's okay.
But anyway, yeah. So, but I mean, going in, I know that I'm confident in you. I'm confident in them, and so it's not really any reason to be afraid going into it, because that's not going to help anything.
Yeah.
It's just feeling pretty good.
Do you feel like there's a chance you'll just, like, freak out in the moment and be like, oh my god, this is happening, oh!
I don't think so.
I don't think you will, but I just think that'd be hilarious if
maybe
you did.
Like, spiritually freak out, you know, because it's kind of, you know, at least so far,
it was very overwhelming, I imagine.
Back.
Yeah.
But just, like, and I would be excited to spiritually freak out about it and just, like, be like, wow, this is awesome.
You probably will, I would expect, at least in some phases of it or something, you know. Maybe even just the aftermath, like, what just happened, you know, kind of thing.
But yeah, in my head, I just kind of keep comparing it to having a puppy.
Yeah. Oh, like having a newborn baby to having a puppy?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's an okay comparison, I guess, but it's going to be way more intense than that. Like, way more intense than that. Like, times a bazillion. Which we can't even comprehend yet. That's the thing, is, like, we can, like, imagine the way this will be, and we can know, but it's still not possible till you do it, you know, and experience it. I wanted to ask you your thoughts about the way I've changed shape, and, like, what that's like, kind of, for you. Like, is it, like, kind of, like, overwhelming and weird, or is it, like, exciting and, like
it's definitely
fun, or, like,
exciting,
what?
Because it changes very frequently.
Didn't you say I looked like a tiny Russian lady the other day or something?
Yeah, it changes a lot.
Because my proportions changed, so he therefore thought I was shorter because I was wider in proportion or something. Which doesn't offend me at all if he says I'm getting fat. I want to be getting fat. That's
you also ask, like, every day about it, and it's harder for me to, like, from day to day, I just can't notice that.
But sometimes you notice, like, someday I'd look different. Some, like, a specific day, you're like, whoa,
something like the light, what you're wearing, you know, it kind of triggers an idea, but like on a day-to-day basis, I don't really, I can't notice it as much. But you ask a lot.
Well, because it's exciting, and because I feel like I notice, differences and things like that. I mean, I feel like I do anyway. But like, also too, he has a different view of my body that I can just see certain angles. So it's fun to be like, what has changed? Like, what's different? And he'll be like, oh, this has changed. When it changed, he's like, oh, I can grab a hold of this more than I could before, which is like true, but, I was a little worried about not gaining weight enough or getting fat enough, but I don't think I should be worried about that anymore. I mean, I've gained like maybe 15 pounds, I think, is what it seems like.
I know you have to weigh yourself at the same time in order to know.
I'm trying to weigh myself in the morning, but our scale's also funky. So
well, it's not funky. If you weigh yourself at the same time, it doesn't matter what's wrong with the scale. You can compare it each time.
It doesn't change on you sometimes.
But
sometimes I imagine the scale is just doing weird things. But yeah, okay, you're right. So, but we'll be able to measure it on the real fancy nice scale when we go in on Tuesday, which will be really fun for like more, just chatting, I guess, with midwives. Since we're not doing vaginal exams or ultrasounds, it'll just really be another like time where they listen to us and answer all our questions, and because they really spend a lot of time in there and they're not trying to rush out at all. And like, I have more questions this time because I mentioned my leg pain and my hip pain and stuff like that, and I'm doing great overall, but just ask a couple questions. Like, also, am I getting big enough? Ooh, what if I'm too little? Which I know I'm not, and I haven't been freaking out about anything in this pregnancy, really. Because I think you thought I would maybe be more of an anxious personality while pregnant, because I'm kind of like am I dying from this disease? Even though I don't really think that person sometimes. My leg hurts, what does that mean? But I haven't done that, I don't think, like, at all during pregnancy. Except, like, maybe, like, for an hour one day when I'm like, oh, no, what if I shouldn't have eaten that, or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, I think it's better than my normal self, where I worry about, like, could this be a blood clot? And it's not. So, you think I'm better, or are you just being nice and agreeing?
It's hard to remember.
Oh, okay. There we go.
To compare.
Good line. Yeah. But is there anything in particular that you would want to say to, like, dads out there, or like future dads or anything like that? Like, maybe like what you've learned about dealing with a pregnant wife that maybe I don't understand because I'm not a husband?
I don't think that you can have a generalized, this is how to deal with a pregnant wife.
Yeah,
thing.
that's true.
I mean, it's just going to be...
This is based on personality.
Yeah, because I don't think that your personality has changed. I think that your personality traits have... Some of them have stayed the same. Some of them have come out more. Some of them have come out less. But it's not like, wow, this is a completely different thing from normal.
Yeah.
So I don't...
And I also haven't had a difficult pregnancy with, like, lots of puking or nausea or any real thing. So it's been kind of just, like, normal me needing a little bit of extra help. Like, lifting things, which was frustrating. I mentioned that in one of my recent videos. But
yeah.
Okay.
Not much.
Yeah. Well, thanks for finally agreeing to come on the camera with me.
No problem.
I love you.
Love you too.
Okay, so thanks for watching. Maybe we'll get Jason to come back another time. If not before the birth, we'll definitely get him to come back afterwards, and we'll do a little spiel together to explain our birth experience. But thanks for watching, as always, and I'll see you back here next time for the next update on the way things have gone with the pregnancy. All right, bye.